Hi everyone, Tasha here for Cat Scrappiness. Today we're going to create a card using the UkraineStrong bundle. And the card we're going to be making is going to have these really pretty sunflowers and a fun Ukraine themed pattern paper. Here's just a close-up of the card we're going to be creating today. And then the supplies we'll be using are these pretty yellow enamel dots, a scalloped heart and a stitched heart die. And I love this scalloped pattern around the edge. We'll also be using the UkraineStrong stamp set. And this one includes several of these nice sentiments, flowers, a flag, and a ribbon. And I'll also be using the UkraineStrong paper collection. And these are all double-sided. To begin, we're going to start stamping. So I'm heading over to my MISTI tool. This is the easiest way to stamp layered stamp designs. So I'm going to stamp a total of 3 flowers. I'm starting with just 2 to show you how easy it is to layer these stamped designs. So I'm starting with the lightest color of yellow for my sunflower. And then I'm flipping my little piece of paper around so I can stamp another flower at the same time without having to reposition my stamp. Next, I'm adding in the center stamp. And you can do this again one at a time, or you can do like I'm doing and just make several all at the same time without having to reposition the stamp on your platform. I'm going in with brown for the center. And then I'm going in with the outline. And this can be a little tricky. You want to make sure you line it up in the right way. But once you have it lined up, you can stamp multiple images. So once we have it lined up on one side, we're going to stamp it with black ink. And then we're just going to flip our paper again, and then we'll stamp again for the other flower. You could also use maybe an orange color or a light brown color for the outline, but I liked it with the dark black. I used the coordinating die set to cut these little sunflowers out, and again, we needed 3 for this project. And you see they're going to be layered along the bottom of this heart. So we're going to put those aside and start cutting out our heart pieces. I'm starting with the scalloped heart, and I'm using gold glitter paper. I love the sparkle from the gold, and the gold coordinates with the yellow and blue colors for the Ukraine pattern paper. Then I'm going in with a white piece of paper to cut out the center heart. And this heart has like a stitch design around the border, so there's detail on both of those heart pieces. Once I had my heart cut out, I went over to my MISTI again and stamped the sentiment. This sentiment is so nice. It's "We stand united." You can use this for any type of card, and I decided to go with the same color yellow that I used in the flowers for the greeting. I did stamp this 2 times just to make sure it was nice and dark, and I love the way that it looks against the white paper. And here is a close-up. After I went over to my my cutter tool, and I started to cut the pattern paper. Again, this paper collection has 6x8 double-sided cardstock pieces, and there's 2 of each design. So when you want to cut this paper with all the words, you want to make sure you cut it in the right direction. And I wanted it to be with the words going down, so you just have to plan that out before cutting. I'm using a glue runner just to attach this pattern paper onto gold glitter cardstock, the same paper that I used for the scalloped heart, so everything matches. And then I'm going in and going to attach the scalloped heart directly into the center of the card. And for this, you could use any type of adhesive. Since you are gluing it directly onto a piece of just pattern paper, liquid adhesive works well, and so does score tape. After, I just used the same glue runner to attach that center heart. And when I did my stamping, I did make sure I stamped closer to the top since I was going to layer my flowers along the bottom. Now it's time to attach the flowers. I'm gluing 2 of the flowers directly onto the paper. And I'm just going to have 1 on each side. And then I'm going to use little foam squares to attach the center flower. And do you see how pretty they look? I love sunflowers, and these ones are so pretty since you can have the yellow color with that dark outline. It's really pretty. And then these are the little foam dots that I used. You could also just use a piece of regular foam tape, but I had these on hand, so I decided to use these for this project. And you can easily then position it right in the center and just press down so it sticks. And I love the way it looks with those flowers where you have one popping up on the bottom. I think it's such a pretty design, and it's so easy. To add a little more dimension, I decided to add some of these yellow enamel dots. I just added 2 to the bottom and 2 to the top. These yellow dots are almost clear, but they do have that yellow color, but they're really pretty with that background paper, and I do like that extra enamel dot along the background. And then lastly, I'm just going to attach it to a simple white card base. This card base is really easy to make. I just use white cardstock, heavyweight cardstock, and then just trimmed it down to size. I did cut the cardstock slightly larger than my gold paper. This way you would have a thin white frame or white border around the card. It also adds just another color around the edge, which I like. So here's my example card and then the one we created today. I hope you enjoyed today's projects and a peek at the UkraineStrong bundle. I'll have all the information listed in the description box below. Have a great day. Bye-bye.